Good morning, everyone. This is Rana A. Magsakay. I'll be discussing Part 4 of Module 6 and my topics about strategic partners, stakeholders, project components. By the end of my report, you'll be able to know, identify the parts of the social marketing mobilization plan, and able to draw up the outline of your own social marketing mobilization plan. By this time, I'll show you the sample format of social marketing mobilization plan. Overview and situation analysis. Rationale, situationary. The strategic plan, including conceptual framework, project objectives, social marketing mobilization trust, strategic partners, stakeholders, project components, including strategic concerns like advocacy, networking, coalition building, and capacity building. My report will focus on strategic partners, stakeholders, and project components. Analyzing stakeholders. Still remember in Module 4, we discussed the different elements of social marketing and social marketing strategies, including purpose, product, price, place, promotion. We also discussed the 5 functions of effective social marketing strategy, which is listen, analyze, engage, and measurement. This time, we are now in planning on how to execute our campaign and what are the consideration in strategic part like in strategic part stakeholders and project components. Analyzing stakeholders. The first questions. Who are your major stakeholders? You need to consider demographic characteristics, knowledge, attitudes, and practices of your stakeholders. You should also know your major stakeholders if there are in the group of young people, middle age, or in the senior citizen. You should also take into consideration the communication habits of your stakeholders, including their location, if they're living in the city or in urban area. If their location is very much accessible, or you'll take an hour or 1 hour to 2 hours for you to be able to go there. You also consider the farming needs and problems of your stakeholders. If you already know who your stakeholders, the next question will be, why are you choosing them in the campaign? Why are you choosing this group of stakeholders in your campaign or your programs? You should able to know first, is there still these stakeholders are allies, enemy, or neutral to your campaign? If you already choose your stakeholders, you are now identifying potential campaigns of allies. You should know and you should get the permission granting to groups. Like in local government, you need to get a permit from the local government. If this is about school, you need to get permit from the school. It's about transportation, I think you need to get a permit from the transportation bodies. After that, you should also consider the support groups. Always remember, participation is needed in delivering services during the campaign. Your support group will be there. The participation is very much important in delivering services during your campaign. If you have support group, you also consider about opposition group. These are the one who will be the opposition during your campaign. Like for example, your campaign is about development, and these opposition groups are the one concerned about the environment, about they are pro natural resources. So you need to consider that. After that, the evaluation groups. There are the legislative committees whose evaluations may have beneficial or adverse effects on the campaign. So you already know your stakeholders. You already choose your stakeholders, and then you already identify the potential campaign allies. Now, you will be formulating campaign objectives. What are the things that you need to consider? What are the needs and problems of your stakeholders? By this time, you already know the main concern of your stakeholders. The main problem that they want an urgent answer or solution. What desired action is sought by the campaign for them? How much time is needed to attain the desired action? Your stakeholders will be very much particular about that. Where is the effectivity of the stakeholder? When is the result? How much time before them to able to gain the result of this campaign? And then another question again is, where are the stakeholders located? Like I said, they're living in the city, in the urban area. It's very much you need to be considered because it will have a big effect on the success of your campaign. Designing and development messages. Remember this. Message effectiveness is equals to reward over effort. Designing and developing messages. What are the messages that you want to communicate to the campaign? How do you break down these messages into their simplest forms? Do your messages meet the criteria in message design? What message treatment will you use? Are the messages consistent with the objectives of the campaign? Always remember to be consistent with your objective. You always remember this. Make your message simple and align with your objective, because your stakeholders, always remember, will not sit for 1 to 3 hours or will not listen to you for 1 to 3 hours. That's why make your report or your message simple, effective, and line with your objective about your campaign. Next, you should also consider the language you will be used. You will not speak English if you're in the urban area who are your stakeholders didn't enter in school or didn't finish their colleges. You will not speak Tagalog if you're in the place wherein your stakeholders speak Bisaya or they're Ilocano. They will not understand you or they will not willing to listen to you. The language is very much important in the way of the communication. Also, economic viability, social acceptability, technical superiority, and environmental efficiency. Selecting campaign channels and method. The questions are, what are your campaign objectives? You should know your objectives, like what I said. Next is, what are your messages to your stakeholders? And what are the general characteristics of your stakeholders? To make it simple, I'll prepare a sample matrix. The project campaigns about sanitation. Identify the stakeholders. Your stakeholder here is the community members or the household members. Then your objectives. Your desired action is the practice proper waste disposal and maintain cleanliness. What will be your message to your stakeholders, to the community members' household? Clean surroundings mean healthier families. And then what are the methods that you can use? Community meetings. You can invite them to have short community meetings. You can put posters in the barangays. You can put in the social media. And also, you can have, like what they do, the local announcement. They rent the mobile, like the tricycle or jeep, and then they announce about your objectives on your campaign. Next is your stakeholders is the local government officials. Your objective here is to support your campaigns and implement sanitation programs and plan policies. Also, you need to have permit from them. Your message is that strong sanitation programs improve community health. And what's the channel methods that you can use? You can ask the barangay captains to have official meetings, policy briefs, and reports. Now, we go to the schools and the teachers. What is your objective there? Educate students about proper hygiene and environmental responsibility. Your message to the students are, students can be champions of cleanliness. And then how you will do it? Through the channels of school programs, seminars, and classroom activities. Another stakeholders, NGOs, community organization. Your objective here is to collaborate and assist in the campaign implementation. This is your message. Working together, build a cleaner and healthier community. And the channel methods that you can use with this kind of stakeholders are the partnership meetings, workshops, and joint activities. This is the sample matrix that I'll be used, and I think this is the very simple way for you to understand the implementation and the objective of the stakeholders. Now, let's go to another topic about project components. Project components is the foundational, strategic, and tactical elements that define, drive, and support campaign aim. It's an art of creating social change rather than just profit. These components combine traditional marketing techniques like the 4Ps with behavioral science and deep audience research to influence, persuade, and support target populations in adopting new beneficial behavior. To make it simple and for you to understand it, I will prepare the example of the project components. This project is about Tabang. This is a government project, and it was composed of three components like health, livelihood, and humanitarian services. Each component shall deal with the needs of the beneficial according to its specific nature, like health. The health component shall deal with the delivery of immediate medical and dental services, food and nutrition services, and other integrated health programs and projects. The livelihood component shall deal with the provisions of livelihood opportunities, like capacity building, capitalization, identified by relevant agencies. It also assists to communicate enhancing their productivity, increase household income, and promote the value of self-reliance. Project Tabang is also involves the microfinancing and provision of skills training and capacity building to qualified beneficiaries. Their two main programs are OBRA, Oplan Bansamoro Rapid Assistance, and Pag-asa, Pag-akay at suporta. It also discuss about the components of humanitarian services. The humanitarian services shall deal with the provision or relief assistance, which include the distribution of food packages, hygiene kits, and kitchenwares. These provide emergency relief assistance, which include food assistance for special tradition, social assistance for special occasion, and orphanage, including solidarity program. This is how the project component works. To summarize my report, strategic plan partners and stakeholders play important role in the success of social marketing campaign. They help expand the campaign reach communication channels. Because of stakeholders, we often have direct connections with communities. They can support effective implementation, promote participation, and sustain the campaign impact over time. Project component is also one of the key part of project that helps accomplish the project goals through planned activities. Thank you for listening on my report, and I hope you understand about the stakeholders and the project components, the importance of this in the social marketing plan. I hope that you also participate in my discussion forum. Again, thank you so much for listening.